gonna be easy. Today we're gonna talk about streaming audio and video and content delivery. So what is audio? It's going to tell me just basic. Yes.
It's basically the sound you hear.
Yep, you're right. So the basic definition of audio is that it's sound, especially when recorded or transmitted. Sound waves are continuously one-dimensional waves. Naturally, these waves are analog in nature. Digital audio is a digital representation of an audio wave that can be used to recreate it. Audio waves can be converted to digital form using an ADC, which is called analog to digital converter. And now we're going to see how it works. So how it works, the ADC is ADC takes an electrical voltage as input and generates a binary number as output. As you can see in this picture, that the first we have a sine wave, and then we sampling into the sine wave. We sampling the sine wave into the small pieces. Now, what is streaming audio? How does it work? A method of delivering an audio signal to your computer over the internet. The data is constantly being delivered to the user as it's being provided by the provider. With streaming audio, you are able to listen to the music of your choice as it arrives to your computer without downloading the full file. Multiple methods of audio streaming. Connecting to a server to view store file or live broadcast. The more traditional or normal method would be the download music file, like audio file, like MP3, AU, .wav, or any other type of file completely before being able to listen it. Here's the example of streaming audio, which is TuneIn, Pandora, iTunes Radio. Anyone else can tell me any other example of streaming audio?
Google.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah. All right. So how does it work actually? The process of streaming audio. As the data arrives, it's buffered for a few seconds and then playback begins. As the audio is playing, more data is constantly arriving, and as long as you are receiving a constant stream of data, you will hear an uninterrupted amount of sound. Now, what's buffering in it? As I said before, that before we listen to song, like we have buffer and then it starts playing. So the buffer is reliable protocols such as the Transmission Control Protocol, TCP, generate control correct delivery of each bit in the media stream. However, they complement this with a system of timeouts and retries, which makes them more complex to implement. It also means that when there is a data loss on the network, the media streams goes while the protocol handlers detect the loss and retransmit the missing data. Now, here's a good example to understand the streaming buffering. So it's called the leak bucket buffer model. It has 3 parameters. The capacity, it's as a B, the whole thing. The output rate, which is the rate at which water flows out of the bucket. The initial fullness of bucket is F, that it's already in there. In this metaphor, the bucket is the buffer, as I said before. If the water enters the bucket at exactly the same rate as R, the F value doesn't change. If the input rate exceeds R, the water accumulates, causing possible overflow, similar to an audio stream that would be paused and buffered before continuing to play. Now we have some requirements for streaming audio, which is there is a wide array of media formats which allows streaming audio. A user must have a software or device that has a media player and receiver in order to stream audio. Much of this is done through smartphone apps or other platforms. Today there are additionally a few different ways to access streaming media. Some is streamed live while others are streamed from storage media such as file servers. For a live feed streaming, the internet connection must be able to keep up with the requirements of the streaming audio. Now we have streaming multimedia, UDP or TCP. UDP is users datagram protocol, and TCP is transmission control protocol. So you can use either of it, like either you can use UDP or TCP. The UDP has servers sent at rate appropriate for client, often send rates equal to encoding rate equals constant rate. And for TCP, send at maximum possible rate under TCP. So that's it for the streaming audio. Now Marvin can talk about more streaming video.